Hi guys, how you all doing? Hack Single Figures here. Right, it is golf lesson day, and it's a golf lesson day with a difference, because today I've got my first lesson with Rick Shiels. So changed coaches to work with Rick this year for lots of reasons. One, because I'm based in Northwest a lot, but more importantly, I love the way that Rick makes everything seem really simple. I'm sure you've all watched his channel. If you haven't, I've put the link down in the bottom so you can go and check it out. But Rick has a brilliant way of making the golf swing seem simple, and changes seem simple. I've seen too many golf coaches that I've had lessons with over the years who make it incredibly complicated, and for someone like me who's off 15, I don't need that level of detail. I just need it made simple, and I think Rick will really be able to do that and help me. So yeah, really looking forward to having lessons with Rick. Hopefully he'll be able to get me down to the single figure that I really need to get. So yeah, really looking forward to it. So let's go into the Quest Golf Academy. Let's go and see Rick, and let's have a golf lesson.
So you go guys, on YouTube here is a video of your host Kevin. He came for a lesson with myself, Rick Shiels, down here at Quest Golf Academy today, on the mission to get down to single figures. We were going from hacker to single figures, and first off, calling yourself a hacker would be quite harsh, because you're definitely a much better golfer than a hacker. Some of the swing faults that you came and sat down with me today and discussed was quite interesting, hearing how technical you were about your own golf swing, how technical you were about your own swing faults. But actually then, once I was quizzing you in the lesson, maybe not as technically minded as I expected you to be. You seem to be very much based on positions in the golf swing, where that's not really how we're going to play golf, and that's not what's going to get you down to single figures. What we've done today is to start building the blocks to improving your game and start taking away some of these bad issues in your golf shot. Certainly the closed face being the biggest issue. So let me pull in front for you first. That's where we saw the majority of the killer fault, should we call it. Let me get a better video than that. Right, here we go. So what I was seeing straight from the off is you had a much better golf swing than you were painting the picture of in my head. You were telling me how your hips were square at impact. Well, that's a load of rubbish, because they're lovely and open. You were telling me about how your club face is left. I think that was one thing you did identify, and that therefore you were missing target left a lot. That was one thing I would definitely agree with. Your face was very, very much to the left, but you weren't sure about why it was to the left, and that's why we've come today to give you some ideas. First off, the reason why your club face is hitting the golf ball with a left face all comes down to your grip, and generally club face closure or opening stems from a grip fault. 90% of the time stems from a grip fault. You were holding the grip in your left hand too strong, so already we could see the back of the hand here. We had showing 3 knuckles. It's hard to see perfectly on the video, but it was showing 3 knuckles on the back of your left hand. And typically you can always see a strong grip, because there is always angle. Let me get a thinner line on this. There's always angle between the forearm and the back of the wrist. That's always a telltale sign that the grip gets too strong. What happens then during this next few clips is you push the handle forward, but actually rotate and twist the hand even stronger. And now we're thinking, holy smoke, if this ball does not go left, something interesting is happening. And that's exactly what was happening. Something very interesting was happening. Your rotation to the top of the backswing was very good. I love the shoulder turn. I love the gap between your club head, your hands and the club head. You've got to create loads of width. You don't go too long. I know you mentioned about you overswinging. You don't overswing. You don't do anything bad at all at the top of the swing, if I'm honest. But you've learned to become functional and find target by how much you change the angle of your downswing. So what was typically happening, you were hitting the ball every single time. Oops, you've changed. Every single time with a closed face. Every single time. So guess what your swing is going to do to find target? It's going to make its way to drop inside and hit as much as it can from the inside. As much as it can to find target. And that's what was happening. I had one of your measurements on Flight Scope at the start of today's lesson. This was with a 9 iron, bearing in mind. of a path that would hit the ball at 11 degrees from the inside with a face that was 11 degrees close to path with a 9-iron. Now, you won't see that much curvature with a 9-iron. You managed to find target, in fact, but that's way too much. Very thinny, shallow angle of attack, too thin, too clean. You would hit the ball too high and not really get any contact on it. So, we got to work. We started working on your golf swing. And what we came up with the conclusion of today is changing your grip straight away would have been criminal. Absolutely criminal. Because to change your grip and to hit so far from the inside would have been a dreadful disaster, because you would not be able to play golf. You'd have just been hitting the ball so far to the right, it's untrue, and I mean that. So I put this white stick here on the outside of the golf ball, pointing more toward the middle of the range, even though our target line is there. And what I talked about was doing your normal backswing, but from this normal backswing, feeling like your swing was travelling from out to in quite a lot, moving from outside of the ball to the left of target. The feeling for you was this. Now, what was interesting, as soon as I put that stick down, it really highlighted how far right you aimed. You aimed a long way to the right with your feet, until I nudged you on it and said, you know, we need to get this stance more open. We then started to rotate the feet into somewhat more of a neutral position. If you aim your feet too far right, your path's also going to go too far right. This was the feeling of your downswing. Feel and real is so different in the golf swing, it's untrue. This is feel. Look at that feel. Now, if you did that swing, that's no good. That's too much. Monitor yourself when you do these changes for me. Don't do this much of an exaggerated movement. Okay? In the real swing, when I said that, I said, right, get to the top of the swing. Normally, don't change your backswing. I like your backswing. You do some really good stuff. But from the top of the swing, feel like you move the club more from out to in. And we see here now coming down, the club stays on top of the forearm. The club head stays in level with the hands. And this path was 0.6 degrees to the left. 0.6. That's it's almost unidentifiable on a video. 0.6 degrees. Now, really, what I'd like to see then is a club face that's probably about 4 or 5 degrees left of that because of your grip. Therefore, the resulting shot should still be a shot that goes to the left. But you're very skillful. And the more you swung to the left, the more your face wanted to stay to the right. And actually, you were finding target again, which is great. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. What you've got to do this week or next time, between now and next time I see you, is practice this exaggerated movement. And for anyone that's watching this video, for me, the best players that make differences are players that exaggerate the feeling, but then monitor that. Because if you don't monitor it, you might fall into the trap of actually making that movement too severe. So you've got to exaggerate the feeling at the same time that you're monitoring the feeling. So via video, get a video tripod to sit behind you and actually look at the swing. That swing then, by the way, is awesome. Once then you're hitting it straight left all the time, straight left, no curvature, almost straight lefts, then we'll change your grip. And once we change your grip, you'll find target time and time and time again. Kevin, first off, you do not swing it anywhere near as bad as you were painting this picture in my mind at the start of today's lesson. You swing it a lot better than you give yourself credit for. Your issue is you've been fighting the hell out of a strong grip. So you've had to make adaptations around your swing change to find target. You've become very good at that. But that's what's holding you at 15 handicap. To get down single figures, we need to open the door a little bit more. We need to have some more variety of shots. Kevin, it's been a pleasure coaching you today. I'm looking forward to seeing your progress. I'll keep up to date with your YouTube channel. Guys, if you are new to Kevin's YouTube channel, hit that red button that says subscribe. Like the video, comment down below. Let us know what you think about the swing changes here today. And I look forward to seeing some better results moving forward and getting down single figures. Great work today, and I'll see you next time.